All my dates need to play Apex with me to see me at my worst. Honestly, yeah, I've found a lot of my friends have decided that they do or don't like someone after seeing how they react to games. Unironically, like if they see that you suck at a game and they're like, "Oh, that's fine," but like they're like still supportive. That's very telling. Okay? If they're like teasing, they're like, "Damn, you suck at this game," but they're not being like actually mean. They're just like negging a little bit, you know? That could be fine. If they get stressed and they're genuinely like freaking out at you, right? Yeah, it's like how they treat a waiter at a restaurant. Exactly, exactly. So it's like I actually know a lot of friends that have done that, and maybe it's someone they met IRL, but they'll often like play games with people and then see how they act and how they are, because oftentimes it's very telling of what being with that person would actually be like, or some of their red flags will kind of show, you know? It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Texas, just find your girlfriend in an Apex lobby. Yeah, it's the way to go, man. It's the way to go. Honestly, I think it's good to like find people through common hobbies, but if it's literally like I met her in an Apex lobby, that's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. Your ex-wife was super turned off by the way you acted when your favorite sports teams were performing poorly. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing, right? It's like testing someone in a situation where they care about something a lot. They're maybe a little less aware. They're being watched, right? And they're thinking more about the task they're doing, or there's potential for negative and positive, and you just see how they react to it, right? Like all of that is very telling. And some people can handle someone raging and just be like, ah, they're just raging. Some people are really uncomfortable when they see someone just raging over something that's not actually about them in any way, you know? So, yeah, it's really dependent. It's really dependent. And like me, I don't care if someone rages as shit. As long as it's coming from a logical place, like what they're raging at makes sense. And as long as they're not directing it toward people. They're like, come on, man, something, something. Versus like, you fucking suck, fuck you, right? Big difference in like where that's pointed. So I don't know, that's how I feel. Some people, if they hear anyone raging, they immediately are like, oh, they're mean, and they like don't like it. So I'm fine with whatever, as long as it's directed in the right direction, you know what I mean? I don't rage, but I don't care. You're seeing them and how they react to low stakes stress situation. Yeah. It's me. I piss my pants, but like in a brave, cool way. I rage at games, but like in a way that makes sure my girl knows that like I totally could have done that, but like even though I didn't, like I could have, and it was just, you know, it was just this other guy, and but like I would have won that. I would have won that. You feel me? That's what it's all about. Yeah, I would have hit that shot, baby girl. It's just that my you know, the guy ran in front of me, and he was a fucking idiot, and I just, you know, but I was gonna hit that shot. I was gonna hit it. It's the lag with like no ping. I rage, but I make sure the other person knows I let them win because I'm a good guy. Yeah, exactly. I think the one thing that is the most telling is when someone, when you play games with them and they go from being very supportive when you're like not that good at it or you're new, to later raging, right? Because then it shows that like they know it's not good, and they spent that like honeymoon period of like your newly friends being nice, and then they changed instead of just like doing their thing from the beginning. It tells you like if they're self-aware or not, you know what I mean? It's very interesting how people act sometimes. You would think survival games would be the way to go with a potential partner, just to build something together over time, like Ark, Pal World, Once Human, etc. Honestly, yeah. A lot of like my close friends, we've become close because we've played some game together that involved like building together or building in tandem. They're doing their thing. I became friends with Mouse when Bounce SMP was a thing. And like we knew of each other before that, but we hadn't really interacted that much. And I placed my house down, I placed my chunk, and then she ended up later coming by and placed hers like on the beach right next to where I was building. So I would check in with her here and there. You know, we were building our things. We would end up just like sitting near each other as we were building our houses. And it was just like nice, you know? She'd be like, do you have Blackstone? And I'd be like, oh, let me check. And it's literally like neighborly interactions, right? And that kind of facilitated that. So I think stuff like that is good, and especially if you like work on something together, it's a really good thing, like a backdrop to just hang out with someone. Honestly, I got friends that look like they got run over by 3 trucks and burned alive that still have wives that love them. Okay,